Good morning to you all, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to another episode of the BG agreement that the so-called Sunday Abisone Aparawa, VAM, and Ogechuku Nkere, they signed agreement. It is called volunteer contract. Just like I said earlier, and for those of you who are still saying, why must she dissolve the cabinet? My brother, I said it, if there's nothing these people are benefiting from this government, if there's not any shady deal they are doing behind the back, or if they don't have any future plan to truncate this government of Biafra being spearheaded by Simon Ekpa and Dr. NGOZI Orabueze, they would have been crying. They volunteer what they are doing in that cabinet. They go there as a volunteer, and to keep the record straight. And Simon Ekpa, knowing fully well that nnamdikanu was betrayed by the people he trusted most, so he took it upon himself to create what they call volunteer contract, which all of them signed. That any day that their services are not needed anymore, their contract can be terminated. And all of them put hand to paper and sign it. So now tell me, you people that are defending Sunday Agbarawa, defending VAM, citing Ogechuku Nkere, without not seeing these documents, or can they come out and tell us that this document they signed, they are under duress before they sign the contract? Or they are being hypnotized by juju before they sign the contract. So why is it now that they said that they told them that the services are not needed anymore, that they said heaven must fall, that they must continue if they are not getting anything, because it is called volunteer contract? I will read it. That is what brings me here this morning, because I have seen a lot of comments, a lot of people who keep on backing these people. We need unity. Yes, we need unity. We need to carry everybody along. But the question we all also need to ask ourselves, those people you want to carry along, do they really want to carry you along, or they have ulterior motive? That's the simple truth. If you are not benefiting anything in any government, in any organization, in any group, in any society you volunteer to work for, if they tell you your services are not needed, my brother, you're supposed to even call for celebration. That now you can no more rack your head, you can no more receive unnecessary calls, you can no more receive unnecessary arguments, you can never be called on things that does not give you a kind of interest. You will call party and say, thank God, though, at least I served these people diligently, and now they said my services are not needed anymore. After all, I'm not getting anything. You will even call them and dash them some things if you have. But look at them. Even now, as I'm talking to you now, they are calling fundraising behind the back of Biafra government. These three people, these three mosquitoes, these three Tom and Jerry, or you can call them Ogi, the three Ogis, they are calling for fundraising. Listen, I am not siding anybody, because some people are saying I am taking sides. I am not siding anybody. But if they are aware of this contract and they signed it, and now they told them that please, your services are not needed anymore, and they want the heaven to fall, if now you be the head of that organization, what will you do? For those of you who say I'm taking side, I am not taking side with anybody. But when I stumbled upon this document this morning, I said, for the doubters and for people who still believe in that Sunday Aparawa, Ogechuku Nkere, and VAM have been intimidated, or they have been a kind of a conspiracy against them. That is why they want to chase them. These people want to do what they call coup d'etat. They want to do coup. They want to do coup and sideline Simon Ekpa behind his back after all these years. Why are we always very fast? Why are we always very fast to want to show our let me not use the derogatory words. We want to show our illiteracy before the general public. Always. For those who keep on commenting, you are taking sides, these people are innocent, they are this like that, they have... My brother, any snake that bites you today and run, if you come back, it will swallow you. VAM, this is not the first or second time you have been wronged and you say, I am sorry. Osisa na adu nwoke n'anya ugboro na-abụ. Asa agba akụ nke izizi ya atụ n'ogwe, agba nke ịbụ ya atụ n'ogwe, agba nke ịtọ ọtụ n'ogwe. Ewe na-ajụsio, ọwụ ya ogwe, ọnaka ogwe ka a pịara akụ. Ọwụ ka bụrụ inu. Do the digestion. Let us read what is being written here from the office of BG Deputy Prime Minister NGOZI Chukwu Orabeze. She said, breaking news. Tata. Pom, 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 pom. His Excellency, Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, knew that a day like this would come. That is the reason he made every BG cabinet member sign this BG voluntary contract agreement. Read 7 pages of agreement before they work with the government, even before the Helsinki Declaration. Even before the Helsinki. Remember, there's Helsinki Declaration in 2023. Then before this, 2024 Latte Declaration. So they signed this agreement even before 2023 Helsinki Declaration. Are you getting my point now? They signed it and they know the content of the agreement. That anybody who is handling the affairs of the government of the day have every right to terminate anyone's contract if that person are being cited to be a saboteur or an intruder to what we are doing. What again do you want? What evidence again do you need for you to be, for them to tell you that these people have been doing a shady deal behind the back of the government of Biafra, or rather, they have been penetrated by the zoo government. Remember, they can do anything. They have hit these people with the offer they can never regret, or rather they can never reject, that made them to swear that they can never leave that government unless they infiltrate it. We trust Nigerian government and we trust what they can do and we trust their judgment. So let us continue. It said, ask the BG cabinet members to show you their own copy of this agreement signed by them, which gives the Prime Minister or his surrogate the power to hire and fire each of them and make changes to government or to governance for transparency, accountability by the laws of Biafra government. We are going to read this. If you take me 1 hour to complete this thing, to prove the doubters wrong, I am going to read it. It is very tiny, but I will zoom it and read it one after the other. And read one after the other. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. Let us read the news. Okay, number 1 of it, it is 7 copies here. Number 1 of it here is what I will read. Well, from that, I will read number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that Biafra Republic Government in Exile, BG, 720 Kiniko, the address, voluntary contract, ministers, officials, volunteers, and reps. This is an official contract between BG, the government organization, and the government's officials and cabinet members. Officials' name, departments, and role they are playing. Position, description, and key responsibilities. Providing general administrative support for your department and BG. Monitoring activities and making operations report to the government. Drafting, editing, and formatting of documents. Monitoring and follow-up of pending projects with respect to headlines. Supporting process and workflows and contributing to their development and improvement. Ensuring the steady flow of communication with BG. Liaise with other departments for adequate flow of information. Any other duties as required. Here are the points, is what I just listed. This one, they call it position description and key responsibilities. The minimum qualifications for all these offices. Successful completion of secondary or high school level of education attested by diploma. Skilled in the use of apps and technology. Ability to commit long-term and full-time as the liberation requires. Remote work experience. Ability to multitask. Must be a self-starter. Must be serious and committed at all times. Trial period. The first 6 months of work will be a trial period starting from the first day. This one is page number 1. We are going to page number 2. During the trial period, the organization may dismiss the member of staff if the organization feels a new member of staff is unable to do the job as required. A notice to dismiss must be given within the trial period, depending on how long the notice period is. The last day of work may be before, at, or after the end of the trial period. During the trial period, the organization's normal notice period doesn't apply. Instead, either the member of staff or the organization may end this agreement by giving notice before the trial period ends. For serious misconduct, the member of staff may be dismissed without notice. Underline, the member may be dismissed without notice. If dismissed during the trial period, the member of staff cannot bring a personal grievance or other legal proceedings about the dismissal. They may still bring a personal grievance if they feel the organization has treated them unfairly for other reasons, e.g., discrimination, harassment, or unjustified disadvantages. During the trial period, the employer and employee must treat each other in good faith. Hours of work. This role is unpaid. Flexible and working unpaid and flexible working hours. This role is unpaid. Nobody is paying you popcorn. And flexible working hours. As agreed, you will work when duty calls each week between Monday to Sunday. You can choose when to start, end work each day within flexible limits, provided that you will turn in assignment when you are needed. Are you hearing me now? When you are needed. Let us proceed. Oh God, let me keep it well so that I can be seeing the whole thing the way it is. In-house code of conduct. The organization has policies and procedures that relate to your position and duty found in the in-house code of conduct. A copy has been attached to this document for your convenience. You are expected to be aware of the policies and procedures to familiarize yourself with the code of conduct and always adhere to them. The organization may introduce new policies or procedures or change or cancel existing ones, but must give reasonable reasons or notice to any changes. Disciplinary action may be taken in situations where the code of conduct is breached. Remuneration and benefits for those people who work for the government. The role of cabinet members and officials is an unpaid and it is voluntarily positioned. Remuneration may be reviewed in the future. They may decide in the future to be giving you something so that you can use to hold yourself. But as it stipulates here, it is a work that you are going to do voluntarily as you are choosing to volunteer yourself for the work. Tell me, if you volunteer to do a work and they tell you they don't need you again, why are you calling the heaven to fall? Why are you making problems? Why are you making unguided statements? Why are you calling press interviews and posting all manner of things? My people, make una reason this thing very well. Oh. We are going forward. Indemnity. This organization will, as much as legally required, cover the member of staff for costs or other liabilities they face because of legal action being taken against them by a third party, arising from the reasonable performance of their duties, so long as they were doing their job properly and with reasonable skill and care at the same time. This does not include costs or other liabilities such as those faced by the members of staff because of their own negligence. Page 3 of this. Breach of duty, an unlawful act of omission, changes to this agreement. The organization and a member of staff can agree to change the terms of this agreement at any time. Any changes must be in writing and agreed to be by both organization and employee, and must also be approved by the Prime Minister. However, as a freedom-fighting members, or rather as a freedom-fighting government in exile, the Prime Minister reserves the right to change this government for the interest of the government and the freedom of movement. Disputes. A problem between the organization and the member of staff might be a personal grievance, dispute, or other issues. If the member of staff has any concerns about their role or how they are treated at work, they should tell the organization as soon as possible, so this can be resolved. The first step is for the member of staff and the organization to talk about the problem and try to find possible solutions, engaging the head of department if necessary arises. If the problem cannot be resolved, the two parties can seek help from the designated conflict resolution team, which offers free information and mediation to help the organization and members of the staff to work together to resolve whatever problems they are encountering. The member of staff can invite a support person or representative to attend all steps in the process. Termination of contract. This is where the problem lies. Termination of contract. Serious misconduct. If after following a fair process, the organization concludes that a member of staff has engaged in serious misconduct, the member of staff may be dismissed without notice. But must be approved by the Prime Minister. In addition, the Prime Minister reserves the right to dismiss any member that engages in serious misconduct, sabotage, or insubordination. Please continue taking note. Serious misconduct is behavior that fundamentally compromises the organization's trust and confidence in the member of staff. Serious misconduct includes, but is not limited to: 1. Theft. 2. Fraud. 3. Sexual or other assault, including on online platforms. 4. Harassment of a work colleague or customer, including online platforms. 5. Bullying in workplace or on any online platforms. 6. Use of illegal drugs at work. 7. Failing to abide with the non-disclosure agreement. 8. Negligence. 9. Repeated failure to follow a reasonable instruction. 10. Deliberate destruction of the employee's property. And 11. Inability to carry out your role and function. Back to next page. We are still continuing. Negligence actions that seriously damage the employer's reputation, a serious breach of BG's code of conduct, any other criminal offense, ending contracts. As a freedom-fighting government in exile, the Prime Minister has the supreme ruling over this contract. The member of the staff might end their contract by resigning. The organization might also end the members of staff role if there is a good reason, also called reasonable cause, and they follow a fair process in deciding to end employment. The member of the staff or the organization will give 2 weeks notice in writing unless otherwise set out in this agreement. If the member of staff does not give the agreement does not give the agreed amount of notice, the organization might be able to claim a breach of this contract. After notice is given, the organization and member of the staff will discuss the kind of duties the employer will be expected to do during the notice period. This may include a change in duties. Nothing in this clause prevents the organization from ending the member staff's employment without notice. Nothing. They can end it at any time or at any given time, provided they have sensed a kind of insubordination from you. Are you hearing my point now? Okay. Ending contracts and duties. The member of staff must immediately return any of the organization's property and information on or before their final day of employment. This includes, but is not limited to, any hard and soft copy files, confidential information, IT devices, access cards, keys, and workplace equipment. The member of the staff must also stop using passwords and codes for the employer's systems. Suspension. The organization or the Prime Minister might decide to suspend the member of staff while investigating allegations against the member of staff, e.g., for serious misconduct, or if a condition, illness, or injury means the member of staff poses an immediate risk to themselves and or others. If an investigation is delayed because of the member of staff refuses to take part, or because of the other reasons beyond the organization's control, e.g., waiting for a criminal trial to end, the organization may decide on ending the suspensions. Non-disclosure agreement. Background. A1. The organization and a member of staff desire to enter into a confidentiality agreement with regard to the use of personal and confidential information for administrative purposes, that is, the permitted purposes. B2. In connection with the permitted purpose, the recipients will receive certain confidential information. The confidential information in brackets. Page 5 of 7. In consideration and as a condition of the information provider providing the confidential information to the recipient, in addition to the other valuable considerations, and the receipt and the sufficiency of which consideration is hereby acknowledged, the parties to this agreement agrees as follows. Confidential information. Number 1. All written and oral information and material disclosed or provided by the organization to the members of staff under this agreement constitutes confidential information regardless of whether such information was provided before or after the date of this agreement or how it was provided to the member of staff. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Now my brain and my eyes. So let us continue. Number 2, confidential information means all data and information relating to the organization, including but not limited to the following. A. Personal information, which includes but is not limited to names of members and citizens of the organization, all contact information, date of birth, address, and data concerning their history. B. Confidential information will also include any information that has been disclosed by a third party to the organization and is protected by a non-disclosure agreement entered into between the third party and the organizations. Number 3 on the list. Confidential information will not include the following informations. Information that is generally known in the industry of the organization. Information that is now or subsequently becomes generally available to the public through no wrongful act of the staff member. Information rightly in the possession of the staff member prior to the disclosure of the staff member by the organization. Obligations of non-disclosure. Number 4. Except as otherwise provided in this agreement, the staff member must not disclose the confidential information. The confidential information will remain the exclusive property of the organization and will only be used by the staff member for the permitted purposes. The staff member will not use the confidential information for any purpose that might be directly or indirectly detrimental to the organizations or any associated affiliate subsidiaries. Are you following? Number 6. The member of the staff may disclose any of the confidential information to such employees, agents, representatives, and advisors of the organization that have a need to know for the permitted purposes. Moving forward. Number 6 of this agreement. The member of staff agrees to be responsible for and indemnify the information provider for any breach of this agreement by their personnel. B. To be a third party where the organization has consented in writings to such disclosure. And number 7. The member of the staff agrees to retain all confidential information to their usual place of business and to store all confidential information separate from other informations and documents held in the same location. Further, the confidential information may not be used, reproduced, transformed, or stored on a computer or device that is accessible to persons to whom disclosure may not be made, as set out in this agreement. Termination. Number 8. Either party may terminate this agreement by providing written notice to the other party all rights and obligations under regarding this non-disclosure. Agreement will remain even after terminations of the member of the staff position with the organization. Governing law. Number 9. This agreement will be construed in accordance with and governed by the laws of Biafra government. Number 10. This agreement constitutes the entire agreement between the parties, and there are no further items or provisions, either or oral or by the way. Number 7 of the whole thing. These were they signed. The Biafra Republic government in exile offered this volunteer employment agreement to the names and where the person hails from. In signing this agreement, I accept the terms and conditions of my role as detailed within this offer and declare that I have read and fully understood the terms and conditions of this agreement and have received a copy of it. I was told about my right to get independent advice on the terms and conditions. of this agreement, and I have been given time to take that advice. I have raised my any issues I have about the terms and conditions of this agreement, and the organization has responded to these issues. I accept this as a genuine reason based on reasonable grounds. I have no exception of continuing in my role after the terms ends. I have told the organization about any existing physical and or health conditions that might be worsened by doing the job or might affect my ability to perform in my role. I confirm there are no contractual or other legal reasons that could stop me from working for this organization. The information I have given is true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief, and I have not left out anything that could affect the decisions to hire me. Signature, date, signature and full names in block letters. In witness whereof, Kondo Janene, who has duly affixed her signature under hand and sale of this 3rd day of February 2023. Witness signed, Attorney Kondo Janene, signed by the Attorney, Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko. So this letter, NGOZI Orabeze challenged all the whole Sonia Parawa and the rest of them who are shouting that heaven must fall to provide this agreement they signed even before they assumed the office. Can any of them be bold enough to provide this? Can any of them be bold enough to provide this? At least to prove her wrong, that there's any way she made a mistake, or rather that these documents have been doctored because, or maybe it has been used with AI to foment all these things. Because I have gone to their different platforms, I didn't see of such, or maybe they posted it late. Maybe they have posted it before or after I must have gone to their platforms on X. So if any of them can be able to show all this, that yes, I have a copy of it, signed with my name, and this is where I stand, that I should not be dismissed of my duties, please let them provide it, so that we stop all this or end this all this back and forth. Or to go too much, let us see the comment section. Maybe some people have other things to say concerning this. Prince AG said, this might include sensitive content. Send it. Okay. So if you are with us, please be with us. If you are not with us, then you are not with us. So here are the comments that follow this post. Biafra Queen said, please, can you tag Simon to this post? John C said, now you will sabi in the absence of a prime minister. Ride on with full support from genuine Biafrans all over the world. Engineer Henry said, they all know the truth. That's why they come in form of coup, but they failed. Spirit of Biafra is too much, and they use the woman they are neglecting, COS, to disgrace them. They are just managing their last strength to do propaganda against this government. Emmanuel Richmond said, we do your back, our COS. Greenboy said, Mama, continue doing your work and don't depend on replying them. They always want you to talk about them, always to distract you. So I have everything you are doing. I leave everything you are doing for their selfish doing. Say you should not leave everything you are doing for whatever response they want to hear from you. Prince Tochukwu Woke said, Chief of Staff, be strong and focused. We love you so much and I stand with you. Comrade Ago said, carry on and clear the road from sabotage and criminality. Biafrans are with you and we will be with you till the end time. SMMG, for those who refuse to do the needful, read and never forget. Thank you. Yes, people are still even supporting them, even at this critical time, that they are innocent. Justice for all. For us who believe, no proof is necessary. For them who don't believe, no proof is possible. Don't stress yourself, my Deputy Prime Minister. Please focus on the task ahead. We love you. Freedom for all. I know some won't read this. Some people won't even read it. When they see it now, they will say, this one nice AI. Superior said, as for me, keep doing what you know how to do best. Keep focused. I stand with you. Gidigbam. Chinonso Okoye. Well done, Mama. We love you always. All hail Biafra. Green Boy. As for me, I will continue to depend on you in this absence of our PM. Stand for you and defend you where it is necessary. For Biafra to come. That is why I'm here. My people, now here we go take a break, eh? Like, share, comment, and make sure you subscribe for more interesting videos. Okay, Messiano.